Sandy Says Read, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to do a booktube tag. This is the Unread Books Tag, and this originated over at Beyond Books. Renee did this one. She started this one up for us, and she had some notes. Notes are, this is to increase awareness of the number of books we own and how many we have that to date remain unread. Oh, trust me, I'm aware there's a ton of these that remain unread. She says, there are many reasons to fall in love with a book and want to take it home, but aren't books meant to be read and appreciated? Yes, of course they are. Yes, yes, yes. Who knows what may be in your collection? And this tag may prompt you to find some hidden unread gems. Yeah, this might. We'll see. All right, let's dive into these prompts. Number 1. How many books do you presently own? Give an estimate if you are unsure, and how many of those are unread. You guys, I am going to point you all to 2 of these tags that I have done in the past. I think one was in October of 2024, and one I think was in February. I did look this up. I just didn't write it down. I looked it up and then didn't write it down and forgot it. Okay, so back in October, I did go through and count all the books that I believe are not yet read on my shelves. You guys, it was over 300. Yes. Then again, in February-ish of this year, there was another tag here on the booktubes that was asking similar questions about what's on your TBR pile. And I didn't recount all the books that were still here to be read, but I noticed that even though I was making a dent in the TBR, I was still bringing some books in. So I figured I probably had balanced it out. So it's probably still the same number. You guys, I figured out it was going to take me, at my current reading pace, it was going to take me a little over 9 years to read all the books that are to be read in my home. Yeah. So that's what I think it's going to take me about 9 years to get through all this. I don't know how many are currently on the shelves to be read, to still be read. I don't know. I don't know. But we can go back to those videos. I will point to those videos for you guys to go and see the crazy going on here, because it's a little overwhelming. Number 2, even though it's overwhelming, it's a good overwhelming, right? I mean, if we stop and think about it, it's a good thing. It's a hopeful thing to have that potential for cool stories and new friends. Yeah, I like it. Number 2, let's go on to number 2. Do you also have ebooks? How many do you have and how many are unread? I don't know. Yes, I have some ebooks to be read. I don't know how many. I don't like to read electronic books. I hate doing it. It bothers me. Scrolling to read stuff drives me up a wall. I would rather have the book in my hand. Just the way I like to read. There are some authors I know who have like advanced reader copies they need to send me, and the only way to do that is electronically. I don't prefer that. I have asked authors if they want to send me an ARC, could they print it out and mail it? Yeah, I have asked that. I know it's old school. That's the way I like to do it. And there are a couple of authors who are able to print it out and send it. They're like, sure, Sandy, I'll do that. But yeah, the ebook just drives you crazy. It's difficult. My eyes don't like it. And I mean, there are studies that tell you you don't retain the information. All right, number 3. Have you ever participated in a Read What You Own challenge? Why or why not? And if so, how did it go? I don't remember. I know that there are a couple of Read What You Own challenges. They work in different ways. I think that for this channel, I was doing like a 1 month Read What You Own challenge, but it's been at least a year ago. Like I think I participated in one of them. So I just grabbed stuff off the shelf and I just read what I owned for a month. Although, you guys, typically I'm just reading what I own. Like I don't purchase new stuff for the purpose of reading it. There's been like swaths of time where that's what I've been doing. But I've not really, I'm going to say no. For number 3, I'm just going to say no because I don't think, I can't remember anything these days. Number 4, have you ever purchased the same book twice? Yes, without realizing it. Yes, I have. You guys have probably heard me talk about this story here on the channel. The Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. I bought the paperback in like a Barnes and Noble, and because I liked it, I thought it looked cool and interesting. I liked the cover. It sounded like a cool book to me. I took it home, put it on the shelf, didn't get to it right away, and then I was in Barnes and Noble again, and the hardcover was there, and it was like on discount or something, and I was like, oh, this looks like a really cool book, and I liked the cover, and I took it home and went, oh, I already own this. So yeah, I have done that. What did I do with the extra copy? I don't know what I did with the paperback. I probably gave it to a friend because I still have the hardcover on my shelf right over here behind me. And Terry signed it. Number 5, take 5 unread books from your shelf or choose 5 from your e-library and talk briefly about why you, oh crap, you guys, talk briefly about why you purchased them. Okay, I did pull 5 books off the shelf. I've got them right here for us to talk about. Talk briefly about why you purchased them. Price, collecting, part of a series, beloved author. Which of the 5 would you commit to reading within 90 days? Okay, that's the part of the question I remember. What about the others? Would you consider unhauling the unread books? Oh, no. Oh, no. If so, where? Okay, let's look at these 5 together, and we'll talk about these questions as we look at each one. How's that? Okay. First, take 500 books for yourself. This one is The First 4 Years by Laura Ingalls Wilder, illustrated by Garth Williams. So here, I bet there's a glare. Okay, so talk briefly about why I purchased it. This was a replacement. Let me explain. I have the entire Little House series up there on the children's bookshelf at the top of the bookshelf. So I've got the whole series. This is the last book in the series. I used to have the originals of the series, the Little House on the Prairie book series. My cousins gave me a couple of the books in the series as I was growing up, like when in the 1970s and 80s, they gave me a couple of the books for like birthdays, right, over the years. And so I collected all of them when I was a kid. Those were lost during the great move to Florida. There's a whole saga behind that. I'm not going to go into it because I'll get angry. So the point is they were lost. They're gone. So this was a replacement. I purchased the whole set to replace what I had lost. So I pulled this down off the shelf. What am I saying? Which of the 5 would you commit to reading within 90 days? I can commit to reading this one within the next 90 days because it has a 4 in the title, and it will fit the number 4 in my clock reading challenge. Ta-da! So yes, there that is. Okay. Next is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I pulled this down off the shelf because it has a 2 in the title. And I need that for my clock reading challenge. And I can commit to reading this in the next 90 days because I need it for my clock reading challenge. You guys, I have been sorely neglecting the clock reading challenge this year. As you can tell, as you're going to see a theme here. So there's the number 2. All right. What else? See, next on the stack, I took this off the shelf, is Clarissa, The History of Clarissa Harlowe, the first and one of the most famous heroines of the English novel by Samuel Richardson. You guys, I purchased this one fairly recently. I bought it because I wanted to have it for the Jane Austen July reading challenges. One of the challenges is to read a book that's like contemporary to Jane Austen's time. I didn't get to it in July. But this is a very cool book. You guys, let's see, does it say, inside check it, where, hold please. It used to belong to Robert, I can't read the rest of this name, Robert something with an N, and then the last name looks like Nalis. And he wrote this up here on 2nd December 1950. So yeah, he had this book in 1950. And see if I can see the date that it was printed. This version was probably 1950. Let's see. Random House is the publisher of the Modern Library, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here we go. Copyright 1950 by Random House, Inc. First Modern Library edition, 1950. So this book is quite old and just wonderful. And cool. It's so cool to me that the cover jacket is still on it. I mean, it's not in perfect condition. It's not, mint. There's some tearing. It looks weathered. I mean, you can see how weathered it looks, but the cover jacket is still on it. Look at it. It's just so nice. It feels like I'm holding a piece of history, not just an old classic book, but a little piece of history in my hands. I like that. Okay, so there's Clarissa. I don't know that I will read this in the next 90 days. This one might have to go back on the shelf and wait, just because I don't know that I'm going to get to it that quickly. There are other things going on. Next is The Waking Fire. Where is the author's name? By Anthony Ryan. I'm stunned that the author's name is not on the front cover. A master storyteller, Mark Lawrence, says. That's on the front cover. I find it weird that the blurb, the testimonial by Mark Lawrence got top billing over the author's name. That is just weird to me, but there you go. Okay, so anyway, The Waking Fire is the next book that I picked up off the shelf because I want to read this one. It's quite long. Let me tell you. Hold please, and I'll tell you how many pages this is. We've got a character list. Hang on. Okay, so 679 pages. So, and it's kind of small type. So it's a longer book. It's going to take me a hot minute to get through this. But when this book arrived, I was struggling with Silver Elite. I mean, I was hating reading Silver Elite, right? I did not enjoy that book. I didn't enjoy the plot, the characters, anything about it, right? I was struggling with it. And this book arrived because I think someone here on BookTube had mentioned that this was a good dragon book, and I wanted it for the Dragon Reading Challenge. And I read the prologue, opened the box that it came in, and began reading the prologue. And you guys, I stood in my kitchen and read the entire prologue, loving it, was riveted. I was enjoying it greatly, started reading chapter 1 and realized I like this so much more than Silver Elite. But I had to put it down because I was trying to get through Silver Elite for reading for this channel. And I'm so disappointed that I did that, because when I set this down so that I could finish other stuff, I didn't get back to this. But I remember I was intrigued by this. I was riveted by this. I wanted to read this. So I know that I want to get back to this. So there is The Waking Fire that I want to get back to. And then finally, in my little stack of 5 over here, I have The Grim Legacy by Addie J. King. This one is going to be in the Fractured Fairy Tales category for this year. And I know that there's a glare on it. I just can't see that because I've got my screen covered. But this one is a book that a friend of mine purchased and sent to me. Nessa Brown is a friend who subscribes to this channel. She might see this. Thank you again, Nessa, for sending this. And I want you to read this because it's going to fit the Fractured Fairy Tales reading challenge that we're doing. And I bet I could commit to reading this in the next 90 days because it'll fit our Fractured Fairy Tale challenge. Yeah. Okay, so that's number 5. Well, no, it's not. Would I consider unhauling the unread books? No, not these 5. I'm going to read them at some point. Number 6, update us in 90 days. So you guys, 90 days from now, I don't know when I'm going to get this uploaded. I'll make a note. And in 90 days, we'll do a video talking about these 5 books again. I'll make a note somewhere. You guys might have to remind me. Like 90 days from now, you'll have to say, Sandy, did you read them? And number 7, prompt number 7 is to tag some other booktubers. I will think of who I could tag for this. Renee knows a lot of booktubers who are in the same circles that I watch videos in. So I think she's already tagged a lot of folks whom I would ordinarily tag. And it's taken me 2 weeks to get to this. So everyone's probably already done it or is getting ready to do it. So I'll figure something out for you guys. I'll tag somebody. I just don't know who. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for putting up with me rambling in kind of a crazy manner. I will put links to those TBR videos I was talking about at the beginning. I'll put links to those in the drop-down box below if I don't remember to put them in the end card at the end of this. You guys, thumbs up for books that we have yet to fall in love with. Thanks for tuning in.